MIA Soul, where we amplify culture, creativity, and community. I am your host, Cynthia Saint Paul, and tonight we're giving the entire episode to an artistic voice who has been shaping Miami's cultural landscape with purpose and vision. We're joined by Roscoe Thické III, the curator and gallery director of the Marshall L. Davis African Heritage Culture and Art Center, here to talk about the powerful new exhibition, Suns and Shadows, a visual journey into Black identity, legacy, and duality walkthrough. Family, get comfortable. The soul of Miami art scene is in the building. Let's get into the arts. Roscoe, welcome to MIA Soul.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being here.
I'm happy to be here.
Tell the audience a little bit about yourself, and then I'll dive right into the questions because I'm waiting to hear more about Suns and Shadows.
Okay, how you doing? My name is Roscoe Thické III. First of all, I'm born and raised in Miami. You know what I'm saying? And I'm an artist and a curator, and I curated the show Suns and Shadows at the Marshall L. Davis African Heritage Cultural Art Center.
All right, nice. So Suns and Shadows carries a powerful title. What was the inspiration behind this exhibition, and what theme did you want to explore?
I think that the main thing about the show is legacy. The Marshall L. Davis Center is their 50th year of being in existence, and I grew up actually in the shadow of the center, like a couple blocks away, and like just having a moment to curate a show there, having this full circle moment. I'm like, man, like I was once in the shadows of the building, now I'm in this building. You know what I'm saying? So just exploring that whole theme of legacy and like how legacy is circular, how we look up to people, right? But the people we look up to, they was once in the place we was at. So we should embrace legacy, embrace where we at, embrace the journey.
I love that. That kind of gave me a little chills, saying that you was once in the shadow, because I'm also born and raised in Miami. So to hear you explain it like that was beautiful. So, I've heard, and I want you to share it, that you have an incredible lineup. I want you to share who they are and what drew you to these artists specifically for this narrative.
I do have some amazing, like world-renowned artists in the show. I'm blessed enough to be an artist myself. I'm blessed enough to have an amazing community of artists who love and appreciate myself, and vice versa. They support me. We support each other. And some of the artists in the show is the amazing Lance Mentor Strauss. The thing about him, he went to the center as a child. His aunt and his mom worked at the center. So there's that legacy. There's that connection to that. Also have T. Elliott Manser, is an amazing artist represented by LNS Gallery. He has showed all over the world. I have Mark Delmont. He just had a solo show at the center. Mark is an amazing artist. I have Mark Florida, a Haitian American artist who does amazing quilt work. He's in the show. And last but not least, I have Reginald O'Neill. He's really well-renowned. His work is in the collection of the Rivera Museums. His work is all over the world. He shows in LA, New York, all over the world. So that's the 5 artists that I have in the Suns and Shadows. Transatlantic slave trade, the ones that say, you know what, I'm not coming, I'm going to jump off here. I'd rather die than be a slave over here. So he's like creating with them, and like just the memorial and how that lineage and that ties into the show. I'm like, I would love to have you in the show. Another artist, Reginald O'Neill, he's from Overtown, and his brother recently passed away, and he was trying to think about like how does an artist show their love and appreciation for somebody that passed away. And like, so we talked about things, singers gonna sing, writers gonna write, but artists gonna create. He's a painter, so he painted a portrait of his brother. But then he had this idea of, how do I say that in my own language? Like if I was in Overtown, and we seen some wet cement, we would literally write inside of cement, "Long live Reggie," because that's also his brother's name. So I would write that. So he did this thing where he created this painting of his brother and put in a cement and wrote "Long live Reggie" inside of it. And it was just so beautiful, so touching, so amazing. The other artist, Mark Delmont, his work has a lot to do about blue collar workers. Like he's a blue collar worker, his dad a blue collar worker. So he had 2 pieces, but one piece, that the final piece in the show, is a piece that had to do with the guys who worked on skyscrapers before there was OSHA, before there was safety harnesses, before they have all these guidelines to help them out. When people would literally go to work and die, fall off a building, so they can build the infrastructure of this country. So he memorialized that. So that's a lot. Who else? I have Mark Florida, and his work is very special. He have 3 quilts in the show, speaking about legacy, speaking about passing down thing for generation to generation. I think one of them is a picture of his mom hugging his fiance, and how she just passed down some of the traditions and some of the recipes that from her family to the next family, like passed to the next generation. So that's how the show came together.
That's beautiful. So the concept of duality, as you explained, each artist and their contribution to the exhibition, it
Mhm.
shines a light on the light and the shadow that's within us and within their experience and their life journey. And I think you was able to capitalize that so beautiful. So I can imagine what the exhibition looks like. So with all that you have shared, it sounds like there universal language of the sun and the shadows. But I want to ask you something even deeper. As you've gone through your thought process when you were explaining these artists, what is the reflective journey that you want the visitors to experience as they walk through the gallery?
I think it speaks of legacy, right? And I think we all want to be to that spot, that top spot. We all want to be the person who done it all and things like that. And I think we strive for that. But also, like, I think the show wants to appreciate where you at, how legacy is circular, how whoever you're looking up to was once exactly where you at. You know what I'm saying? Too. So enjoy the journey, enjoy that where you at. If you keep working, you'll be where you want to be, and enjoy where you're at. I think that's the main thing. Enjoy the journey because no, it's circular. It goes around. Whoever you look up to was once exactly where you are. So don't feel down, don't feel discouraged. Keep doing what you're doing.
That was powerful, Roscoe. The layers inside Sun and Shadow speaks to all of us, and it was beautiful how you just explained all that. But stay with us. When we come back, we'll go even deeper into Roscoe's artistic philosophy, community work, and future of Miami Black art scene. You're watching MIA Soul, and we'll be right back.
Welcome to the city of Miami Gardens, where purpose meets opportunity. From building tomorrow's infrastructure to answering the call when it matters most, to creating vibrant spaces and smart growth, every role counts. With 4-day work weeks, 100% paid health benefits, generous PTO, and a Florida pension plan, the City of Miami Gardens puts you first. Join the team that's shaping the future.
I'm Eileen Higgins, and I'm running to serve as your next Miami mayor, but with a clear plan. Invest in more housing so that residents can afford to live here. Strengthen public safety so residents and visitors feel safe. Clean up our parks so families have green spaces to enjoy. And restore transparency so people can trust their government. As your mayor, we'll get things done. Miami, this is our time.
I grew up down here in South Florida, so for me, it's a little bit more personal.
For the Mesman & Dover Law Firm, it's about community.
For us, South Florida's our home. You all are our people.
Our family, our future.
The difference we'll make for you, your loved ones, your kids, matters. Because to us, it's personal.
If you need us, call us 24/7 at 866-954-MORE.
That's 866-954-6673. The Mesman & Dover Law Firm, youraccidentattorneys.com.
In 2018, Eileen Higgins took on political insiders and won, and she got to work building thousands of affordable housing units, protecting Biscayne Bay and empowering small businesses. At the same time, Emilio Gonzalez was accused of fraud, protected the political insiders, and allowed city departments to be weaponized against local businesses, and was forced to resign in disgrace. On December 9th, we will deliver change with Eileen Higgins as our next mayor. She'll get things done. Vote Eileen Higgins for mayor.
Welcome back to MIA Soul. Let's continue this powerful conversation with Roscoe B. Thick III. So Roscoe, your work bridges curation, creativity, mentorship, and history. Let's take a deeper dive, right? So Miami right now is known as the new cultural renaissance, right? And we can see the different artists that you chose for your exhibition and how their different walks actually shows that different walks of life. And I can't say it enough how beautiful it was that you put all of that together into into the description when you describe how you choose your artists for this exhibition. What shifts are you seeing right now as a local Black artist on the scene, and what approach are you taking to nourish the next generation of young and brown artists?
That's an amazing question. That's definitely an amazing question. I see. I really feel like you said, this is a renaissance time, and especially Black art in Miami. I think with like even the artists that I have in the show, like they're not. I would hate to call them local artists. They from the crib, but they are not local artists. Their work has been all over the world. There are people. They have shows overseas in Spain, sold out shows, but people come far and wide to see their work. So I'm just from all of them to be from Miami, from Black Miami. I think that's just special. So like I realized that, and I just want to encapsulate it. But also like even the show Sons and Shadows, you have people at various stages of their career in the show, like Lance Mitchell-Strauss. I think he's I don't want to say get his age wrong, but he's a young guy. Again, he just graduated from New World School of Arts, but also he just finished a year residency. Crazy, you know what I'm saying? But then we have T. Elliott, who's been doing it a long time, who have an MFA. So it is everybody in between and all the things, and even showing that legacy, like younger with the old, trying to push that together. And also, Sons of Shadows is a 2-part show. So we have the actual exhibit with the visual artists in the thing, but we also have a book. So that same prompt that I sent to the male artists, I sent it to some women artists.
Nice.
Ask them to respond to it, and like, but not just like respond to it, but like necessary new body work, but like how does it intersect their practice? And the 5 women artists I have is Monica Sorrell, amazing filmmaker. She created Mountains. The Mountains, it's a film called Mountains. She created Mountains film. I have Farron Hume. She's a filmmaker. She created a film Liberty, about Liberty City. Mountains is about Love Haiti. Liberty is about Liberty City. I have Maya Smith, an amazing writer. She got an MBA from Northwestern School of Business, and she's kind of trying to shift from the corporate world to the artistic world. I have her. I have Dr. Terry Watson, a doctor of design. She's also an architect and a doctor of design. And I also have my daughter, my baby.
Yes.
Jake Forbes. So even that legacy with the older artists, a woman with her doctorate degree, my daughter who's 17 years old, even that legacy. And even that's like, for me, that's like my favorite part of the show is the book and the women's contribution to the show. Monica and Farron, 2 filmmakers, they actually met on the set of Moonlight. They both worked on Moonlight. Monica was the location scout, and Farron was the casting scout, helped with the casting. And they saw each other and they talked, and it just sparked from there. So I had a conversation with them 2 in the book that I transcribed, and it was amazing. They talk about how they work, intersect legacy and grief through neighborhoods, how Liberty City, working through Liberty City, and how it was important that she was in California at the time, but she had to get back to Miami to create this film. We talk about Mountains, which is an amazing movie that's on Amazon Prime and Tubi right now, and how important it was to do the work and have the story be told. And long story short, one of the gems that came from that conversation was that no matter when Miami looked different, because we all know Miami changing, they take a tear-down building, they can destroy neighborhood, but we have receipts. We have these films that show the neighborhood, that show the community, that show that we was here and what Miami looked like. So I love that. And Monica also, part of the book, she her director notes from the film Mountains, that there's an actual scene in Mountains to where the father who's a Haitian immigrant, and he's talking to his son who was born here, like, I didn't come to Haiti for you to be a comedian, because he was a comedian, he was trying to be a comedian. And he said, I didn't come to here. And he was like really like trying to scold him, but his son like did come to America for me to live my dreams. You know what I'm saying? It was a very touching moment and beautiful. So I got her to direct a copy of that, where she wrote her notes in it in Creole and English. This seemed to be more sensitive. Let's like this. Let's do it like that. So that's like an inside gem that I'm just blessed to have. Yeah. And also in the book, Dr. Terry Watson. I think we speak about new things for Blacks and how to make this Black utopia and how to have a Black society. Sometimes we forget about the actual buildings and structures that we need. So I have some drawings of hers when she was reimagining Black education, where she was literally designing buildings to house our kids and teach the youth. But she was the nitty gritty. So we're going to put the porch right here, the cafeteria right here, the janitor closet right here, really like get into nitty gritty. And my daughter, she wrote a poem called Grief. How to deal with grief, and it was amazing. Like I'm not just saying it to my baby, but everybody agrees.
Okay, you can have a little bias. If it's good, it's good. It's okay.
I got a little bias. So that, and Maya Smith, she wrote an amazing poem, and she also wrote a story where she imagined us being these spiritual beings and having this magical gift that we pass down from generation to generation. So the book for me is my favorite part of the show, because I get the women also got to respond to the same prompt, and they got to respond it and like their natural practice of what they do and how they do it. So like, yeah, definitely.
You know, all my guests that comes on the show could be
Mhm.
special because, everything that someone actually pour their heart into, it creates like, I don't know, I'm like an emotional person, so I kind of like go through the journey as they speak. I'm like creating things in my mind because I too am an artist,
Okay.
but hearing you speak, you have like your curatorial style is like a blending of storytelling and also emotional resonance, right? So, what inspired your overall philosophy? Like for you to, I don't know, because we're creatives, but for you to develop this whole concept, like what's the inspiration behind it? Is it you growing up deep in Miami,
Mhm.
or you, I don't know, what's your inspiration? I'm not even gonna try to guess. I'm gonna ask you.
I think it's appreciation for where I'm at. I think like I'm blessed to have done some things in this art world. I'm blessed to have done some things, but I came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the crib. I was born in Liberty City in the Poker Bean Projects. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like, I'm just so happy and so blessed to be there. So I think everything comes from that place, from a place of appreciation, a place of love. And I think when I first even entered these art spaces, I was blessed to be held on and hugged by some amazing people who led with love. And I think that really shaped how I move with intention inside these spaces, because I could have been met with anybody. I could have been met with a nasty part of the art industry. I could have been met with all that, but I was met with some amazing people who seen me, loved me, and guided me through the stuff. So like, that's how I lead. And I'm just happy to be here. And I think I want to spread that love, and I want to do things. I want to use my gifts to help people out. I want to be able to go and spread the good gospel of these amazing artists in Miami, and get somebody from Cara City out to Minnesota in a museum and do things. So I think I'm uniquely positioned to do things like that. And I'm just blessed.
I love that. So what's next for you after Suns and Shadow? Any upcoming projects or plans you would like to share with us?
Well, I just finished up Basel. I have a solo booth at Untitled Art Fair with Homework Gallery. So we just got done with that, and I'm excited about that. And next year, I think I'm gonna do some shows in New York. But besides that, I'm just maintaining, curating, writing. I got a big writing practice where I write. Every thought, every idea I get, I write it down. And it may not come to fruition now, later, but we just still working. So I'm just focusing on working.
Well, tell the audience one more time where they can partake in the experience of Sun and Shadows.
You can see Sons and Shadows right now till February 28th is when they come down. Is at the Marshall L. Davidson African Heritage Cultural Arts Center.
All right, you heard it. Roscoe, thank you so much. I appreciate interviewing you, speaking with you. Your work not only honors our past, but it pushes our culture forward. So I want to thank you for your time. We'll wrap up tonight's show after this. Stay tuned. We're going to go check out my girls, Dr. Delvina and Imani Latifa. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the City of Miami Gardens, where purpose meets opportunity. From building tomorrow's infrastructure to answering the call when it matters most, to creating vibrant spaces and smart growth, every role counts. With 4-day work weeks, 100% paid health benefits, generous PTO, and a Florida pension plan, the City of Miami Gardens puts you first. Join the team that's shaping the future.
I'm Eileen Higgins, and I'm running to serve as your next Miami mayor, but with a clear plan. Invest in more housing so that residents can afford to live here. Strengthen public safety so residents and visitors feel safe. Clean up our parks so families have green spaces to enjoy. And restore transparency so people can trust their government. As your mayor, we'll get things done. Miami, this is our time.
I grew up down here in South Florida, so for me, a bit more personal.
For the Mesman and Dover Law Firm, it's about community.
For us, South Florida's our home. You all are our people.
Our family, our future.
The difference we'll make for you, your loved ones, your kids, matters because to us, it's personal.
If you need us, call us 24/7 at 866-954-MORE.
That's 866-954-6673. Demesman and Dover Law Firm, youraccidentattorneys.com.
We provide education to people in the areas of minority mental health with classes on your diet's impact on mood and sleep hygiene for better rest. We also offer weight loss therapy, massages, and facials. Visit brainlovehelp.com today.
In 2018, Eileen Higgins took on political insiders and won, and she got to work building thousands of affordable housing units, protecting Biscayne Bay and empowering small businesses. At the same time, Emilio Gonzalez was accused of fraud, protected the political insiders, and allowed city departments to be weaponized against local businesses, and was forced to resign in disgrace. On December 9th, we will deliver change with Eileen Higgins as our next mayor. She'll get things done. Vote Eileen Higgins for mayor.
Peace and beautiful blessings, my MIA fam, and welcome to another Art and Culture Report by Imani. Guys, I hope you have had a fabulous summer. I know I have, resting and relaxing. And so I wanted to take you on a journey to a place located in Fort Lauderdale, which was a part of the history and the landscape. This place is called Bonnet House. It is absolutely a stunning botanical garden. Look at that as you want. It's just beautiful. People get married there. But here's a little bit of history behind the place. Now, the estate was founded in 1920 by Frederick Clay Barlett for his second wife, Helen Louise Birch. And they collected art. There's a bunch of trees on the property. All kinds of beautiful things that you would see. It's one of those places that you take a little history, walk back into time. And guess what? It's right on Fort Lauderdale's beach. That's right. They used to have part of the beach until, of course, the roads came through. But when you walk through, it's just like a magical place. Like, you can't believe this place is in South Florida. So they have a crazy art collection. And if you're into things like that, for me, I always like to find the African-American influence on these places. And so when you go and you walk through, you will definitely see the influence of not just Bahamian culture, but also a little bit of Haitian culture. The color of the house, the yellow color of the house, it's not necessarily from the past, but something that they've decided to do in the future. And like I said, an amazing collection of artists if you're into that sort of thing, and just a nice place to take family, and a very nice place to take visitors if they're coming from out of town. If you're into collecting pottery and plates and china, which I really love china, and a collection of antique teacups, there's some Haitian art right there. I definitely suggest that you come by and pay a visit. Doors were massive and just absolutely beautiful. It reminds me of the Roscoè in South Florida, but this is right in the heart of of Fort Lauderdale's beach. So guys, if you are not doing anything, come by, give them a visit. They have tours daily. I think they're closed traditional hours on Monday, but at least the weekends and throughout the week, you can take a visit. And that's where the beach section is. You can take a visit and check out the property. So thank you so much. I hope to see you soon. I hope you're doing well. Peace and blessings, and I'll see you next time.
Hey, Cynthia. Are you ready to take the couch? It's the Queen of Brain Love, Dr. Delvina. You guys know that I'm a chief psychiatrist or a board-certified psychiatrist, but I'm also a lieutenant colonel in the Army Reserve. I am an Iraq and Afghanistan veteran, and I want to talk to you guys today about Veterans Day.
Every year on November 11th, America honors the brave men and women who have served in the United States Armed Forces. Veterans Day is a time to recognize their courage, sacrifice, and commitment to protecting our freedoms, whether they served in times of peace or war. It is not about mourning the fallen, that S Memorial Day, but about thanking the living who wore the uniform. So today, take a moment to thank a veteran, listen to their story, and remember that freedom isn't free.
We are here to celebrate each other. You guys know why I put these vests together. I put these vests together because I wanted you to tell your story. I want you to feel like you made it home. As I was talking to some of you guys, you made me feel that there was a need to tell your story. To be a soldier. There's no need to be ashamed. We were given orders and we took care of it. We did what we were supposed to do. We were given a job to do and we did it.
Cynthia, the lady you hear talking is Evelyn Lightbourne. She's a member of VFW Post 8195 and created these vests for these veterans. You are about to hear stories from some of the veterans.
When I came home, I didn't suffer any of that stuff. And I wasn't ashamed when I came home. Matter of fact, I was proud. I was young and proud. I was doing what I was told. And they said, you had to kill somebody, you had to kill somebody. I was a soldier. And but the most I've done was spray Agent Orange. That was my job in Vietnam. But when I was doing that in Vietnam, I didn't know the real effects of our Agent Orange. We was killing the leaves on the trees, so Charlie couldn't hide, killing their rice crops, crops like that. But all the time while he's spraying, killing me, and then our soldiers too. 65 years later after the war is over, 60 years after the war is over, still killing people.
Cynthia, these vests are very special to us, very unique. They tell our story. I think we have time for one more story from a veteran.
Anyway, my dad bought a house in Opalaka for $4,000. All right? That's what a house was going for. If you lived in Bush Park, it might have been $6,000. But anyway, my mom, she went to Miami Beach and cleaned houses so me, my sister, and brother could go to Catholic school. Because she thought we would get a good education. What we did was learn how to cuss.
That's all I have for you, Cynthia. Everyone say brain love.
All right, welcome back. Tonight has been a celebration of vision, heritage, and power. Can we talk about moving the culture forward? Oh my God, it was amazing having Roscoe B. Thick III on the show tonight. It was very, very special. So a special thank you to Roscoe B. Thick III for giving us a deeper understanding of the artistry and intention behind Suns and Shadow, now showing at the Marshall L. Davis African Heritage Culture and Arts Center through February the 28th. I am your host, Cynthia Saint Paul. Until next time, you know my saying, keep your soul fed and your spirit lifted. Have a great night.